Today we're going to do some videos that have to do with that hip release, the thigh bone in the hip socket moving around in there properly, and get some foot stuff happening, and then we'll move on to help the shoulders release and relax. You will need for this a block, a strap, and I'm actually going to have a blanket as well. To start, I'm just going to put the blanket underneath my head. All right? Settle in. Just give yourself a breath or two to allow the back body to just release and relax onto the mat. Let's gently draw the right knee into the chest. Notice how on the inhale it feels like the knee pulls away, and on the exhale it feels like you could squeeze that thigh in closer. Start to mess with the toes, pulling them back, pointing them away, spreading the toes wide, scrunching them up, just messing with them. Roll your ankles. And then take your strap and slide it onto the sole of the foot and reach it up to the sky. Your arms will slide up the strap as far as they can go, and then you can drop your shoulders down towards the floor. You find rotation here. This is a hard one for me to describe all the time. Take the toe and the knee and point it out past your top shoulder, and then take the toe and knee and point it to the left shoulder. So what's really happening is that the thigh bone is externally rotating and internally rotating in the hip socket. Lots of times I'll see people tick-tocking their leg in the air when I'm trying to explain this. That's lateral-medial movement, good too, but what I really want to focus on is seeing if I can get some rotation happening in that hip socket. The foot's nicely flexed here, flat to the sky. Nice. So if we've got the right leg in the air, let's take the strap into the right hand. Rest the left shoulder down beside you. And you'll just begin to move this leg out to the right. Notice the first moment that this top shoulder wants to either pop up and follow what's happening, or the other thing that will happen is that it will forcefully lock itself down. Can you concentrate on keeping the left side of your body really soft? Because if none of that bracing happens, then what will happen is that your core will turn on to support you. Check the back of your neck. Now, if I'm in a class, I'll watch people take their foot all the way out to the side. Can I do it? Yeah. If I let my foot just go all the way out to the side, no problem. What's happened here though? My opposite knee is starting to fall away to protect it. This shoulder is anchored down to the floor, and I've got lots of tension in the back of my neck. So that's not what we're looking for. Let's keep the foot up to the sky and open it just a tiny bit. Just enough so that every time you breathe, you can let that left side body release and relax. So that every time you inhale, you'd be bringing extra effort up into that top foot. Your right hand might even slide down so that it's elbow resting on the floor. Nice. Bring this foot back up to the sky. Take the strap into the opposite hand. Release the right shoulder now. 2 moves here. If you keep the leg straight and the right bum cheek on the floor, you'll just go a few inches across the body. You can also bend your knee here to feel the stretch in a slightly different place. And then if you want, you can let that foot fall all the way. I've got the benefit of a couch here. So a nice stretch happening across the side body there. Now the interesting thing is when we come up out of this pose, what muscles will we use? I see people all the time, their whole body just grips and tenses, their chin might even lift off the ground in order to get this leg to lift back up to the sky. So start to notice if you could use the leg muscles, the core muscles, to pull that leg back up to the sky. And then really slowly release it back down. Before we move to the other side, notice how your blood feels in your body, how your breath feels in your body. Do you feel like one leg has more circulation, more blood flow than the other side? Just notice. And then we'll pull the left knee into the chest and we'll point and flex those toes. We'll scrunch them up and spread them wide. We'll roll the ankle. You'll feel the breath pull into the body and how the thigh really gently expands away. And you'll feel how the thigh presses back in, pushing the lungs, pushing the air right out of the lungs. Just notice these things. And then the strap loops the sole of this foot and it reaches to the sky. Your hands can walk up as close to the foot as they're comfortable, and then they just hang heavy, shoulders relaxing to the floor. Here there's often a nice stretch in the back of the leg too, so you can be focusing on that. Start to find rotation. So the toes turn to point past the right shoulder and then they rotate outwards, toes and knees moving in the same direction. Notice how I'm not sweeping the leg back and forth across my body. The foot stays facing the ceiling and the sole of the foot rotates back and forth. There, you can see a bit better. Nice. Same as when we've got legs on the wall. Actually, it's the same motion. It's just that right now we're using the strap instead of a wall to give us support. If this feels difficult, go to legs up the wall and do the same pose with the legs there instead. Hands hold, left hand holds the strap, your right arm opens. So this foot falls to the side as far as it can go before you can feel like lift happens on that right side, before the right knee wants to fall open to help compensate. So the right knee and foot stay level to the sky, the right shoulder stays soft, and that foot only opens as far as it can go, with the right side of the body staying soft. Use your breath. Use your breath. Bringing that foot right back up to the sky. Take the strap into your right hand, rest the left arm out beside you, and let the foot fall across the body. Nice opening on the outside edge. This is the lateral medial movement now. So we do the rotation first, and then we do lateral, then we do medial. You can even let this one start to fall into a crossbody opening. This is what it would have looked like on the other side had my couch not been in the way. Yeah. And breathe through the distance from your left heel to your left fingertips. Let breath come into the side body. And when you come back out of this pose, consider that you're not going to grip the neck, the head, the shoulders. You're going to use your leg, and you're going to use the core muscles to come up, release the strap, and relax. Good. If we're going to add one more pose to that one today, let's add figure 4. So the right foot reaches up to the sky. There's an external rotation in that thigh bone. The thigh bone rolls outward, toes point to a clock perhaps, and then the heel crosses over the left thigh. Keep something active happening in that right ankle, so don't just let that foot fall limp. Keep an active 90-degree support there, because that will help support it. Engagement of those muscles will help support this knee. Now typically when I see this pose taught, I see it taught so that people are pulling their arms in behind this opposite leg. I'd like you not to use your upper body strength for this pose. So soften the back of your head, soften the shoulder and neck, and notice if you could slide onto your tippy toe. Notice if you can lift. Every inhale draws strength to your core and your legs. Every exhale, soften the neck, soften the shoulders. Really ask the upper body to relax and let the legs do more work. Breathe here. Breathe here. When you need a break, slowly lower that foot down to the ground. Take a breath, release all the engagement through those muscles. You might even take this foot in this figure 4 position and open and close it, it's a rotation at a different angle. So just noticing where that's tight to take that foot open and closed. Let's do one more lift. Soft shoulders. Come onto tippy toes. If this feels like it's already enough for you to concentrate on softening shoulders, then don't lift the foot. If the foot lifts with ease, then you can allow it to come off the floor. Every exhale, relaxing your upper body, relaxing the back of the neck. Every inhale, bringing strength to the legs. Breathe. Soften back down. Reach that foot to the sky. Let's do the left. Breathe. The left knee comes into chest and it reaches to the sky, the sole of the foot. We do a couple rotations. Toes point out past the left shoulder and the ankle crosses the right thigh. So when you get to this position, this foot stays nice and active. Then you choose. We're not going to lace the arms. I don't want the arms and the shoulders to be pulling and doing all the work. Do you see how my chin points up to the ceiling and my arms are doing all the work? I want this to be core and leg work. Soften the back of your head. Soften the shoulders and neck. Breathe strength into the legs, come to tippy toes. If it's possible for your body, lift up. The more this thigh apparatus comes closer to your chest, the more stretch you're going to get on the outside edge of that hip. So just see what's available for your body today. Drawing it in, softening shoulders and neck, active foot. Breathe. Let's set it down. Do a couple, I just call them chicken wings. This thigh comes in and out. You're thinking of how tight that is in that hip socket. Different angle than we practiced it, but still trying to find rotation. And then let's lift again. Breathe. Soften shoulders. Notice which shoulder wants to help you more, or maybe it's the back of your neck. Soften those away. Breathe.